let's go inside the Texans. We want to dive a little bit more into the week that was. Of course, NFL Combine Week is always crazy. Joined now by our Texans insider from ClickToHouston.com. Good to see you, Aaron Wilson, back from Indianapolis. And I've had a chance to cover that event several times. You go every year. That is a crazy scene there in Indianapolis every year.
It's absolutely an NFL convention, Randy. You look at who's there. It's not just the best college football players. It's all the general managers. It's the agents. It's the coaches. It's all the scouts. It's great. It's a great chance to interact and a great chance to pick up some information.
Yeah, we've been there. It's great for media. You do pick up some things. You get a chance to meet some agents, talk to some of these prospects as well. So you were there for the conversations early in the week. All the head coaches talk, the general managers talk. You were right there with them. We saw the video coming as well. But I want to start with DeMeco Ryans, his conversation. He met with the entire media at the podium. Then you were able to get him on the side as well. What was your take? What did you learn from DeMeco?
What I learned from DeMeco, Randy, is that they feel like they're close and that they have to, in order to take this next step, they have to continue to get layers and layers of good football players that have the kind of character, mentality, athleticism to be good Texans. And he feels pretty good about their chances to improve. And a big takeaway, he likes that the core of the roster is filled with young talent under contract for years and years to come. The Texans can be sustainable, meaning that they can compete every year.
General Manager Nick Caserio held court the following day. I believe it was Wednesday there in Indianapolis. I know he touched on free agency. That's always a hot topic this time of the year. Laying out some potential contingency plans, and you got cap space you're dealing with as well. Where do you think he stands right now on their plan of attack here?
They're not going to be big spenders, was the takeaway I have, or what I've heard around Indianapolis at the Combine from different industry folks. You do have an ability to create cap space. He feels pretty confident in that. If there are some opportunities to be selectively aggressive, then the Texans will spend. But nothing like last year when they were big bidders on a Danielle Hunter and spending a lot of money on Joe Mixon and Azeez Al-Shaair.
Well, what are the priorities, in your opinion, on this Texans team when they go into free agency, looking at the draft as well? There's obviously strengths at certain positions when you look at this draft. There's going to be available talent in free agency as well they need to attack. What priority, if you have a top three, what would it be?
Offensive line, number one.
Yeah.
Number one with a bullet. Then wide receiver, 1A. And then I would say number two is getting a defensive tackle. And we've talked ad nauseum about the offensive line and wide receiver with Standout and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, it was the topic all season long. I mean, C.J. Stroud got hammered back there. The sack total was through the roof. But you also got question marks right now. Like, what are they going to do with Tank Dell? Will he be available? I don't think he's going to be available at all this season. I don't know what their plan is and what they expect, but I don't think
you're right, Randy.
I think it's going to be another year.
It was reinforced to me again. I've reported this with multiple sources. He won't play this season, so don't count on Tank at all. So operate as if Tank's not on the team.
Where do they go? You think a receiver then?
Well, they're still talking to Stephon Diggs, and Stephon, his ACL repair went well, and he's already made a lot of progress. It just comes down to price.
Is his age a concern?
Yeah, I think age, and declining production. So I know a lot of fans get excited about the big names, but that doesn't necessarily feel like the direction that they want to get younger at receiver. And they did meet with a lot of these good wide receivers at the Combine.
All right, I want to talk about a few players that maybe stood out to you, a lot of attention because they have local ties from specifically Klein-Cain High School. Matthew Gold, the former U of H Cougar, who landed, of course, at the University of Texas. His Longhorn teammate, Jaden Blue, two products out of Klein-Cain. Man, they put up some big numbers. I was writing these down. Golden, first to best time in a 40 for a receiver, 4.29. And a 40, Jaden Blue, the second leading running back with a 4.38. That's impressive during Combine Week.
Very explosive, and both players, including Jaden, he met with the Texans, and Matt didn't meet formally with the Texans, but Tank Dell has actually been advising him. They're good friends and talking to him about the draft process, and Matt is someone that I'm hearing is in the conversation for them at number 25 overall, along with Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. He's C.J. Stroud's buddy, team captain, would really fit into this locker room.
What's the next steps for the Texans specifically?
Create cap space, re-sign some of their own free agents, and then when free agency begins on the 10th, are you going to bid on some guys in the first wave, or are you going to wait a little bit for the second wave when the prices start to go down? I think Nick Caserio is going to be bargain hunting. I think he'll have maybe one or two signings of big note, and look for a defensive tackle. It's an opportunity. One name I heard a little bit at the combine, Sheldon Rankins. That might be something of interest.
Coming back.
Keep an eye on him possibly coming back. He's available right now because the Bengals cut him.
So basically, it's the NFL's version of March Madness, where we're about to dive right into it.
It's about getting real busy. Roll up your sleeves and hang on to your hats. It is time for the silly season of the NFL.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you.
He is Aaron Wilson. He's our insider for the Texans on click2houston.com. When it happens, when it breaks, you know this guy's going to have it. Appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.